Hello, Collierville, and thank you for joining us today on our show. I'm Lily Beavers, and this is News You Need to Know, a current events show helping you stay up to date on relevant topics across the nation. We start now with what's making headlines today. A community in Massachusetts is still under a shelter-in-place order after a male gunned down more than 20 people in one of this year's worst mass shooting events. Authorities have yet to find the shooter, and more than 80 FBI teams are deployed in the area in this manhunt. The United States is increasing military presence in the Middle East as war escalates between the Hamas and Israel. This latest conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians has caused more than 1,400 deaths in Israel and nearly 6,000 in Gaza. Since the start of the war, according to officials from both sides. And finally, with Halloween holiday coming up, officials remind trick-or-treaters to practice common sense and safety techniques while out enjoying the holiday. Masks can sometimes obstruct vision and offer limited viewing, so please remember to pay attention near streets and unlit areas. We turn now to one of our top stories. The United Autos Workers Union, who have been striking to gain better working conditions and wages, has finally reached a tentative deal with the automotive company Ford. CNN reporter Brent Last has the details.
A night on the picket line turning into a night of celebration. After 41 long days, workers at Michigan Assembly Plant shedding tears of victory.
This seems like a very good day for you.
It is.
Ford employee Keith Dragilevich ecstatic, learning base wages are going up 25%, not including cost of living allowance and profit sharing.
We said 40, 20. I was like, let's just do 30, and we'll go from there. But for them to give us 25 and then the COLA on top of it, I mean, I'm ecstatic. I can't believe it, to be honest.
While top wage is now more than $40 an hour, the biggest increase goes to young employees like Joshua Young.
It's history being made, and I'm glad that I'm in it.
Young started with Ford in May and says as a tiered worker, he made roughly $16 an hour.
So you said you made $16 an hour?
Yes,
because they just bumped the minimum pay to $28 an hour.
Yes, they did.
He's a fourth-generation Ford worker with a young daughter at home and says the long days on the picket line were worth his roughly 65% pay increase.
I can't even express it because it is the most greatest feeling I have, for real.
I can't come down here every day, but I always made sure I walked that line every Wednesday.
It's been 41 days since their last full paycheck, as the workers in Wayne sacrificed the most in this strike. The bonfires that were blazing just hours ago now left to burn out. But these workers say their futures are only getting brighter.
What does that mean for you and your family and your future?
Way brighter, that's for sure.
While negotiations are not yet finalized, striking workers are happy with the deal proposed and are expected to return to the factories in the near future. Every 40 seconds in the U.S., someone has a stroke, but health experts say that many people can avoid having one by living a healthier lifestyle. In today's Health Minute, reporter Mandy Gaither has 9 simple steps to help prevent a stroke.
It's a leading cause of death and serious long-term disability in the U.S.
Stroke is actually much more common than we think.
Every 3 minutes and 14 seconds, someone dies of stroke in the U.S., according to the CDC. But addressing 9 risk factors can help prevent most strokes. It starts with keeping blood pressure in check. A healthy lifestyle and limiting salt intake to less than 2 grams per day can help. Diabetes is another risk factor. Control it with glucose-lowering medications, says Dr. Sidoni Abrikji, a neurologist at Cleveland Clinic.
What we like to target in diabetic patients is a hemoglobin A1C of around 7%.
Next, Abrikji says to control high cholesterol by taking statins or other medications. Fourth, be aware of atrial fibrillation, a risk factor for stroke that causes an irregular heartbeat.
They have to be on a strong blood thinner known as anticoagulation.
Getting sleep apnea treated is also key. Those suffering from the condition stop breathing for short periods during the night.
The main ways to prevent sleep apnea are weight loss, but also using a CPAP machine if it's moderate to severe.
Cut out smoking and limit alcohol intake to 1 drink or less a day. Both are major risk factors for stroke, as is what you eat. Abrigshi recommends a diet rich in fruits and veggies, nuts, and lean protein. And finally, get your heart rate up at least 4 times a week for 20 to 30 minutes a day. For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
For more information about strokes, including symptoms and ways to avoid them, visit the American Stroke Association at www.stroke.org. Mortgage rates continued their upward trend last week amid stronger than expected economic activity. Freddie Mac data released Thursday shows that the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 7.9% in the week ending October 26th. A year ago, it was just over 7%. Rates have been on a tear in 2023, rising 2 full percentage points. Freddie Mac's chief economist says that purchases have slowed to a virtual standstill, with affordability remaining a hurdle amid high rates and low inventory. More than 25 people were killed after the recent Hurricane Otis made landfall in Mexico. Hurricane Otis slammed into the coast of Mexico as a record-breaking Category 5 storm. Images and videos show structures torn apart. Storm surge and rain left roads in ruins, leaving some to wade through several feet of murky waters. More than 500,000 homes in Mexico lost power, as well as businesses. That's all for today's Daily News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lily Beavers, and this was news that you need to know. We'll be back next week bringing you daily news that you need to know. Have a great day.